As the world mourns the passing of Pope Francis, a solemn atmosphere has settled over Rome and much of the global Catholic community. The Vatican is now the center of preparations for the upcoming funeral and the sacred process of choosing a new pope. This moment has drawn reflections from religious leaders, ordinary believers, and even those outside the Church who admired Pope Francis's approach to leadership and compassion. His death has sparked not only sorrow but also prayer, remembrance, and a call for spiritual unity during a time of transition. Across the Catholic world, leading cardinals have begun to respond to the passing of Pope Francis with statements that combine grief, gratitude, and deep theological insight. Their messages have urged the faithful not to focus on guessing who the next pope might be. Instead, they ask that people use this time for prayer and reflection. The Church teaches that such transitions are not political contests but sacred moments where the Holy Spirit is invited to guide the next step of the Church's mission. In past papal elections, predictions have often been wrong. Cardinals and Church leaders remind the public that trying to guess the outcome only distracts from the true spiritual importance of the process. Pope Francis's funeral has been officially scheduled to take place at 10 a.m. on Saturday, April 26th. The liturgy will be led by the Dean of the College of Cardinals, as is tradition. Before the funeral, a special ritual known as the Confirmation of Death was conducted by Cardinal Kevin Farrell, the Camerlengo of the Holy Roman Church. This sacred act included placing Pope Francis's body in the coffin and took place in the Fio chapel where he lived. It was attended by close family, senior health officials, and representatives from the Vatican. This part of the process is not just a formal duty. It's a deeply spiritual moment that highlights the dignity of life and death in Catholic teaching. As is custom in the period following a pope's death, several scheduled events in the Church have been postponed. One of the most notable is the canonization Mass for Blessed Carlo Acutis. It was originally planned for April 27th, which is the second Sunday of Easter, and also known as Divine Mercy Sunday. This delay is not only out of respect for the mourning period, but also because canonizations require the authority of a reigning pope. The Church sees canonization as a powerful declaration that a person is in heaven and worthy of veneration. Without a pope in office, such declarations are paused. The passing of Pope Francis has brought back conversations around canonization, Church leadership, and the meaning of sainthood. In earlier times, people were often recognized as saints through local devotion, sometimes without formal processes. But in the modern Church, the system has become more organized, requiring a detailed investigation and approval by the Pope. This shift reflects the seriousness with which the Church views holiness and the need to protect the integrity of its declarations. However, these discussions also highlight a growing awareness of how modern believers connect with Church tradition and teachings. In many churches around the world, special prayers and spiritual campaigns are being launched. Bishops and clergy are asking the faithful to pray not only for the soul of Pope Francis but also for the election of a holy and faithful new pope. People are encouraged to turn to the Mass, the Rosary, and the Chaplet of Divine Mercy during this Easter season. These devotions are acts of love and intercession, not just for the Church but for the world, during this time of uncertainty and change. The Church teaches that prayer is powerful and that it helps prepare both the heart of the faithful and the path of the future. Reactions from Church leaders continue to come in. One bishop reminded the faithful that even popes, who bear great responsibility for souls, are human and need our prayers in death. He invited people to ask God's mercy for any of Pope Francis's failings and to be grateful for his acts of service. He also reminded everyone that truth and mercy must always go together. In these moments of transition, the Church is called to unity, not division. The mission of the Church is bigger than one person, and the guidance of the Holy Spirit will continue leading it forward. Among the more personal reflections came from a senior prelate who had worked with Pope Francis in the past. He recalled their shared moments, including the 2015 World Meeting of Families, and expressed gratitude for the Pope's care and leadership. At the same time, he acknowledged the challenges of Pope Francis's papacy. Some saw his leadership as too centralized, while others felt it lacked clarity in teaching. His style of governance and his use of broad language sometimes led to confusion. While his outreach to the marginalized earned praise, Debates arose about how effectively the Pope addressed deep theological questions.